everyone, so I'm back with another video. I was hoping to get this out much sooner. I have been busy with Blue Fern, have a new collection coming out very soon. I thought in this video what would be fun is to take and make something with this Dollar Tree wooden box here, and then some of the smaller cards from the digital collection, as well as having some fun stamping. So here's a few envelopes that I was just kind of, playing around, and this one I really liked. It's kind of an envelope box, but I wanted it so it would hold these larger cards that I showed you how to make. I'm hoping to get a video out showing how I made this little envelope box, and then this envelope, this is just me having fun. I was just taking some of my stamps and little scraps of trim, trying to add some texture here and there, and seeing, what I might come up with. So these Blue Fern stamps that I showed you in a previous video, I am going to have these on sale. Some of these are going to be discontinued, and so whether it's Valentine Day or not, some of these can be used all year round. They're just wonderful, beautiful stamps. Pick them up while you can. I will have the information listed below in the description, and I will ship them out immediately. As soon as I see your order coming through, I will get them ready for shipment because I know that many of you will probably want to use them in making your Valentine Day cards. Be on the lookout for these, and I will be using some of these on the envelopes that I plan on making here. Okay, so to start off with, what I thought I might do is I did take and print out the cards, and I already cut them out. One of them, I just added a little bit of scrap trim. Again, I used bits and pieces from the scraps that I left over from the Valentine Day cards that I showed you how to make. And so this is just to give you an idea. I'm not going to show you how I did this. I just took some of the little tulle here and scrap twine and a little bit of bling is all, just to kind of give her more of a lacy look dress. So, you could do something similar and just take your little bits and pieces of trims that you might have left over if you made those Valentine Day cards and dress them up a little bit. And I might show how I do that with a few of these, but the main thing that I wanted to show is just kind of having some fun with the envelopes, because I already showed how to make some of the Valentine Day cards, and so I really wanted to spend time using some of these stamps and working on some of the envelopes, and then also making our little gift card or card holder box here. One thing I thought would be fun with stamping these envelopes is working with some of the tissue paper. Now this I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I don't know if they have much more of this available still, but I'm going to use some of this, and then I thought it would be fun to show you how I print on tissue paper. And this envelope here, this I used tissue paper right here, here, and here. Not this face, but just the background heart and the flowers were all done using tissue paper. And I really liked the effect of it. I loved the look of it. Now, why would you want to, print on tissue paper versus just taking your envelopes and printing directly on your envelopes? Main thing is having the freedom to take and cut your images from the tissue paper and being able to apply them wherever you like. So here I've already printed on some tissue paper, and I attached it to a piece of copy paper is what I did, and just ran it through my printer. It's pretty simple. Now I just realized that when I did this, I used my tape gun, and I loaned out my tape gun to a wonderful lady. Hi Susan, if you're watching this. She's wonderful. We did a card making class, and so I can't really show you how I do that with my tape gun, but we'll try something else here. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I have my sheet of copy paper here. This is probably, I think this is the 23-pound copy paper, so it's a little heavier. And you might have a better way of doing this. This is just what I have as far as supplies on hand, and so I'm going to use this. Now I would use my tape gun normally, but like I said, I don't have it. So I'm just going to use a little bit of my white glue, and we'll just line that up as best as we can. hold that in place. Maybe a glue stick. I might be able to use a glue stick, but I really just want to make sure it's secured down really good because I don't want it to jam it in my printer. And I'm trying to get on that edge as close as I can. Just gonna pull this, smooth this out, pull it kind of tight. And then I might just do a little just on this edge here to make sure it, again, it doesn't catch or anything in my printer. So I'm just creating a backing for the tissue paper is pretty much all I'm doing. And I'm just applying a very small amount of this white glue here. Alright, that seemed to work good enough. But like I said, normally I'd use my tape gun, but this was actually, you know, pretty easy with the white glue. And then next I'm just going to trim off the excess with my scissors here. And now, after I do this, I'm just going to run it through my printer and I'll have my printed tissue paper. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through my printer and I'll be back. I have my printout here that I did on the tissue paper. It turned out great. It didn't jam in my printer, and so all was good, and this actually worked. But you know, you could use whatever adhesive you want to take the tissue paper and adhere it to the copy paper, or whatever you might use as your backing. And I want to make mention that I do have my heater going on in the background here, so I hope you can hear me okay. It's really cold here in Montana right now. I think it's like 0 degrees or maybe even colder than that, and my studio upstairs is freezing. And now we get to have some fun decorating our envelopes. So these envelopes, these were taken out of a package of thank you cards that I got at the Dollar Tree, and these just happen to work perfectly for the cards. They fit in there just perfectly. And I did that to, you know, when I designed them to fit in a standard 4x6, I believe this is 4x6 envelope. Let's go ahead and let's have some fun here. I think I'm going to use this one for the back. I'm going to put that on the back. I think I like this one. I'm going to use this one. I think I might use this one again on a different envelope and do some layering with stamps. I think I'm going to take this and just set it right down there. That was another thing. I had some kids in the class who were so much fun. Oh my gosh, I love working with the kids. It's just one of my favorite things, I think, as far as teaching. I didn't realize how much I enjoyed it until, you know, I actually sat down and started teaching kids. They just, it's amazing how their minds work. They're so much fun. Now, if you don't have this gold heart tissue paper, you could use a punch, a heart punch, and, you know, use gold foil paper, cardstock. Okay, so I'm just kind of playing around here, trying a whole bunch of different things. And, you know, it helps to have a whole bunch of things to work with around you. I think what I'm going to do, I think I came up with something here, is I cut out a few of the ephemera pieces from the digital collection. So I cut those out, And then I have some scrap pieces left over from the envelopes. I have this tool here. I think I might just take a little bit of that and lay that down first, and then lay this down. And we'll have our sentiment going in between those two sentiments there. And then I had to cut this down to fit inside of there. And then I think I'm going to use maybe one of the gold hearts from the tissue paper there. And I have some bling from the Dollar Tree. And I have some gold metallic pens and a sparkle pen. I love this sparkle pen from Jane Davenport. I don't know if she makes this still, but it is seriously one of my favorite all-time gold sparkle pens. This is just like, oh, I love it. So those are the things that I think I'm going to use here in creating this envelope here. So before I get to layering all of this down, I'm going to take my metallic pen here. This is a Faber-Castell pen, and I'm just going to color in the XOXO, and I think I'll do the Cherish as well, and just have those kind of stand out a little bit more behind my, the stamped image there. Now I'm going to take the sparkle pen from Jane and apply this over. Oh, I love this pen. All right. So I think that's all I'm going to do there. And now I think I'm going to apply a layer of this tulle here. So just cut this off. And this again is where I said, save those scraps because they come in really handy for stuff like this. And I'm not even going to end up using my tissue paper. I will use this eventually, but I'm not going to use it yet for this. And I'm going to just use my white glue on this because it will dry clear. But it does take a little longer for it to adhere fabric down or lace trims, so I'll have to let it sit for a little bit. This is my Christmas Dollar Tree trim that I got for 50 cents. This ribbon mesh. I think I might just lay some of that like so. I might wait, well, let's see, do I want it under or, oh, yeah, I want it under. And again, I'll have to just kind of let this sit and dry because it takes a little bit longer for it to hold in place with the white glue. Well, I just wanted to introduce some gold there. That's the main thing. So I have that, and then this, I think I'm going to lay down like so. And then I'll put Sweet Love here. And add a few things of bling. There, much better. And just a little coloring. And a little green. just to introduce some of those colors. This is like too much fun. You could use any markers you have too for this. Just adding those little bits of accents there to tie my stamped image in with my die cut heart there. Pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Then I have this. I think I might pop this up a little bit, maybe have it bend like so, and then put our sentiment on first, I think. Put that down first. I hope all of you guys get ideas from these videos here. As far as, you know, I hear people say that they get the digitals and then they wait for me to do a tutorial because they don't know what to do with everything once they get everything printed out. They're not sure how to start a project or, you know, a journal page. And so, you know, you have a blank envelope and you have these things, but people aren't quite sure how to layer and work with stamps. And so I hope that this is helpful, you know, for, you know, coming up with new ideas and so forth. So I think I'm just going to have that slant up just a little bit like so, like that. I want my hearts to kind of overlap here. And I think that's good. Okay, and then I just need to distress the edges, and I think I'm going to call this one Good for the Front. And I'm going to use this foam and poster board glue here, since I'm going over that mesh or the tool. And then I just have those little gold metallic accents that I really like. I think I'm just going to finish it off with some of this wax. My favorite Pebeo wax. And then I think I'm just going to add a few little bits of bling here. Again, I got this from the Dollar Tree. I hope to do some home decor videos coming up soon. I had a lot of requests. I did one. It was a few years ago. It was a Christmas home decor project I did with some Dollar Tree items and Iron Orchid as well. And I had a lot of people request that I do more, so I do plan on doing some more of those. Just gonna add these little bits of bling here on these hearts, twine to the edge there to introduce a little more red, and then I'll call the front done. I like that. I think I'm going to call that good. Okay, so I ended up printing on tissue paper, and this is one of the background papers from Letter Diaries. Yeah, so I'm just going to glue right around here. And gonna lay it on there like so. Just gonna trim off these edges here. Much better. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the top flap as well and then restamp. I don't know what I'm doing. That was kind of one of the things that I had said. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see here. So if you're doing this, I wouldn't do the stamp part until after you place your tissue paper down. But this is, see, this is what happens when I don't know what I'm doing. And you can all just follow along, and then you don't have to make the mistakes I make. Well, it kind of looks like it's almost fabric because it's got the wrinkles in it, which is kind of neat, I think. And I just have to trim off a little more, and then I'm going to distress those edges. There we go. Okay, I do need some sort of sentiment here. I just do. There we go. I like that. Maybe. And then I think I'm going to do the red on the bow and just kind of color a little bit here. And then some sparkle. I'm going to do the same thing. Just glue those two sides and have it so it can be our little closure there. So we want it kind of, you know, fairly snug. And then we have our first envelope done. But you know, the whole thing to this is just to give you ideas on how you might want to take a plain envelope and, you know, use your stamps and how to do some of the collage work. So the card would go inside like so. There we go. And then that just tucks down in there. Yeah, I think that turned out kind of cute. I do have my finished one. Where is she? So, like I said, this one I just kind of added some trim and lace and little leftover, even a little leftover piece of heart doily that I added some foil to. And then I just took and colored in the hair a little bit with my alcohol ink markers. And so we have our envelope and our card. Let's do another envelope here. I want to use some of the tissue paper that I printed out. So I have these flowers I think I'm going to use on this one. So maybe we'll do, he's kind of cute. So I think we'll use him, so cute, the bird. And then I got the rose here. I think I'm going to take and use this little background here and maybe do it in, what color? I think I'm going to do it in this aquamarine color. Let's start with that. This one will probably be a lot better. Yeah, there we go. So I have that I want to glue on. Oops. I'm going to take this stamp here, which I already have out, and I think I'm just going to stamp it onto actually some of that pattern paper. That might be kind of pretty. Make it look like a little die cut, go around. That's what I might do. Let me get my corner punch. Okay, so I couldn't find my corner punch, so what I'm going to do is I have a 1-inch square punch, and I'm just going to cut it in half to create a corner. Because I think it needs that black there to tie in with this. I'm going to add in a little bit of this blue color with one of my Copics here. And so I'm just going to go around the V, I think, just to add in a little bit of that blue color. Okay, I think that's good. Now it kind of ties in with that bird. And that needs a little red. And I think I'm just going to put a little red dot bling thing on there. If I can find my red bling. I think I'll just stick that right there. I think I might use one of my dies, and I'm going to use this Spellbinders die. I have a few of these left in stock, so if you're interested, I do have a few of these left. And I think I'm going to either cut off these corners from the frame here and use those as my corners, but I did want to show you that, you know, if you don't have a die, you could just create some triangles and create a similar effect there and run them through your embossing folder and do something along the line of that. So after I cut out the die here, let me get all these little pieces out from there. I actually like that. I was thinking that maybe I could just have this go across like so. And then I could take and apply this. So I think I'm going to cut this frame. I mean, I could leave it like that, but I kind of want to see more of the blue here. So I'm going to cut the frame and just put this on the sides, I think, like so. I think I'll put those maybe up there. And on our sentiment as well. And now I need my little foam squares. I'm going to kind of just bend this a little bit. Okay, I have my foam squares, and I'm just going to place a couple in the center there is all. Down. See, pretty simple, but I think they're really cute. Okay, so for the back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this stamp again and just stamp along the bottom here. And so I don't get the stamp design on the inside, I'm just going to insert some paper and we'll just kind of I'm going to go ahead and just glue that down. And I'm thinking another little sentiment. There's this little thing that says adore, which might be kind of cute on there. There. I think that is probably good. And then I just need something to go over that to keep it closed. So I'll go right there. And then I do need just a dab of glue down at the bottom here. So again, you know, this is where you can just use a little corner piece if you don't have a, you know, die cut or anything like that. There. I did not glue that on very straight. It's too late now, but there. I like that. Yeah, I like that. So there we have 2 envelopes that we've done, and I hope this gives you some sort of idea on how to decorate some of your envelopes for your cards. And then of course you can always take the cards and add a little trim to kind of decorate them up a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is work on decorating our box to put all of our cards in, and this is kind of pretty. And so, I mean, I could use this, which I might do. It's kind of nice and delicate. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to just cut off this white edge here. And I think I'm just going to line that up like so and glue that on there. Probably just create kind of a line here. Because I don't mind if it goes on the inside a little bit. And then I'm just going to cut that where I made that line. Make sure I'm straight here. Have it so it folds in on that edge there. And then let's see, something, I think I want to do this pattern on the back. I'm just going to draw that, trace around it. Let's see, I have this, I think I'm just going to cut a little slit there where the twine is, so I can kind of pull that through and go around it. And I might need to trim some of that excess off, but go ahead and glue that down. Okay. And I kind of like the look of the wood. I mean, I don't mind if some of the wood shows through, I don't think. I don't know. Okay, so here's some of the Letter Diaries papers, and I just happen to have these printed out. I thought I had some background papers. Here's like a background paper from that collection, and I think I should put that on the back. Oh well, that would have looked pretty. I might put this on the inside. So I'm going to just trace around this again. And I don't want the white edge, so I need to go in a little bit. And we'll use this for the inside. Oh, I have a little more I'm going to have to trim off there. Let's see if that fits in there. And then I'll have to create another little slit there. I need to cut it down just a little more. And I'm going to use my cutter this time just to make sure these edges are straight. Alright. That seems to be perfect. Wet. That works a little better. That poster board glue works perfectly. And cut that little slit there for that. To embellish the box here, I have this flower. That's kind of pretty. Boy, that sits perfectly on there like that. Okay, so I decided that for this chalkboard heart, I didn't like the black, and so I took one of the Letter Diaries background papers and I just traced around the heart and then cut it out. And I think I'm going to use this instead. And I do want to punch this hole through here, so I'm going to take my hole punch and punch a hole through there. And let's see, make a little mark. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down onto here. And I think I'm going to take my piece of lace that I have here and maybe stick it up here and just create a delicate little edge there, and then maybe take some of the crocheted lace and bring it up here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my flower down. Now I have my heart here. I'm going to take some of the vintage photo and go over some of those pink areas to kind of dull down the pink color that I used. So if you have a vibrant pink distress oxide and you go over with vintage photo, you get more of a kind of a wine color, which I think is perfect. And then do the heart as well. And we'll just put a few little finishing touches on here and call this good. I didn't want to overdo the box here because we have our cards, and the cards are really the showcase of this. I just thought it would be kind of cute to, you know, create a little box for the cards to go in. Something kind of nice and decorative. So I have my tag heart here. Alright, so I think I'm just gonna put a few more pieces of trim here, our heart, and I have this little flower that I cut out from some trim. And then I do have some of the mesh that I might stuff inside. So I might just take a little assortment of each. Could probably maybe use this down here. Something like that. What I ended up doing is I just took some of that crocheted lace and just cut down a little piece of it here. And I think I'm just going to add that to the edge to kind of just soften it up a little bit. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and place my heart down, and I'm going to use some of those foam squares to put it down and then put some glue to really hold it in place. And it'll give me a chance just to make sure everything is good before I glue it down. So, you know, just to give you an idea, I have my little tool there. And then I'm just going to pretend like there's cards inside these envelopes. You know, you can just package them in there however which way you want. Pins here. Open them up a little bit. We could just put a little bit of lace going over it. And then I think I'm going to antique it up a little bit with some of the gold wax, and I forgot to do that on here. Just to antique it up a little bit. We could even put a little bling there. There, so then we have like a little clip. I thought I'd go ahead and show you just how I kind of embellished some of these cards from the digital kit. So I went ahead and I cut her out, And then I'm just going to take some of my scrap trim, and I like this ruffled one, or this kind of gathered lace one. I think it'll work good. And I'm just going to kind of follow along here with the pattern, and I think I'm going to just cut some pieces and just kind of layer it as I go. So I don't want to cover up the hearts. So I think that looks good. And then I just have this little section here. I mean, I really don't do much, just a little, you know, little bits and pieces of some trim is all I'm doing here. Yep, I think I will do that. And then I might add a little bling there. Okay, and now I just need a little something for her hair. I think I'm going to cut this in half. And put that right there. Okay, so my memory card ran out of storage space and I didn't realize I wasn't recording, but all I did is I just added some trim to her hair and then added these few bling pieces, and that is all I pretty much did, you know, adding those finishing touches. So I hope you got some good ideas on, you know, how you can take some of your stamps and the die cuts, even using dies or punches to create little embellishments on your envelopes, and using tissue paper. I really tried to think of ways to use different things. I think there's so many different ways you could have created these envelopes, so I'll be curious to hear if any of you are going to make Valentine Day cards or envelopes from the videos that I have done. And again, these don't even have to be Valentine Day themed. You could do this for Christmas, birthday, whatever holiday occasion it might be. So I'd love to hear your comments. Now, the last thing that we have to do here is finish off this box, and I'm going to just add a few more details to the box. And what I did is where the baker's twine is, I just took it and I glued it to the edge here. And then I took some of that flocked tulle, and then I have my red bow that I did with the mesh. And I think I'm just going to take and glue those onto the side there. I'm just going to put a little bit of the gold tulle behind there, just kind of back it with some of that, and so I think we'll place him kind of right behind there. And you know, this stamp that I did, I just realized this right here would look really cute going across her as like another idea. So you could take and do another stamped sentiment there and put that across her as another idea. But anyway, we have our envelopes, and I'm going to leave these out from the envelopes, because I think they're so pretty. I don't want to hide them inside the envelopes. So you could put in your little card like so, and then I do have my chocolate that I got from the Dollar Tree, and so we could put in a little thing of chocolate here, just kind of on the side. And there's even these little bags of Lindor truffles. I think there's 2 that come inside, so I'll have enough to put in 2 of these. And we could throw one of these maybe on the side here, or you know what, I have an idea. We might take our little clip that we did, and we can just kind of clip it onto the side there like so. And so now we have like this cute little goodie bag or goodie box for Valentine's Day that we can send a loved one. And you could even include like a little coffee gift card, or maybe Hobby Lobby gift card would be kind of nice too. And then wrap, you know, finish it up in a cellophane bag. I might just take, let's see, I think I'll do some of this crocheted lace. Just finish this off, why not, right? And then it'll be ready to send to a friend. Maybe take some of this mesh that I have here. I got a little bit left. We'll do red and the crocheted lace. So kind of a red and cream color theme here. Little bow. And there we go. So we have our cute little Valentine's Day gift that we can send a friend. And I have my other card here, so I can put this in, you know, another one and make a second one. And then there's, I think, 2 or 3 other cards that come in the digital collection. So, you know, you could do like, you could do a set of these and put them inside and not just do one. It's kind of up to you how you'd like to do that, but I hope you got some ideas, and I hope you all have a great Valentine's Day. And I'd love to hear a comment if you're going to try to replicate this and make some of these for some of your loved ones, your friends. I hope to catch you back soon with another video, and if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button if you're liking these videos. It lets me know that you want more. It's the only way I know that you guys want more of these videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you back with the next video.